One of the great human weaknesses is the desire to be pretentious, to pretend to have more than we have, to be more than we are, or to appear to be more competent, more knowledgeable, or whatever it may be, more than we are. And this often leads us to stress, where we stress out about how we're perceived, and leads us to sometimes overspend to try and impress others. We spend money we don't have to impress people who don't care about us and who will never have any impact on our lives. So, pretentiousness is a weakness that causes us to be stressed out, have less than we would like to have, and overspend. Now, the way to solve this is to consider why you're pretending to be more than you are. Why are you pretending to have more money, for example, than you have? You want to impress others so that they accept you or they give you some status in society. And that leads you to spend more than you have, maybe borrow or somehow spend more than you can afford in order to impress others. But the people that you're impressing are not worth impressing. People who are impressed by a display of wealth, by an extravagant wedding, or a beautiful car, people who are impressed by those things are just not worth impressing. Really wealthy people are not impressed by these gaudy displays of wealth. They are impressed by the way you carry yourself, your competence, your actual abilities, how you present yourself. But they are not impressed by this gaudy, extravagant spending. And usually they refer to it as new money. Someone who just came into a big pile of cash and feels like they have to show it off. Real wealth doesn't seek anyone's approval, doesn't seek anyone's accolades, doesn't look for people to impress. If you have real wealth, you know it, and people who are really wealthy will know it too, but not because you're spending it. So when you spend money that you don't have or that you cannot afford, you're impressing people who won't matter. You're impressing other people who are impressed by spending, and you're not impressing actual wealthy people. The same applies when you try and pretend to be more powerful or bigger or smarter or more knowledgeable than you are. You only impress people who are not worth impressing. When you try and impress a professor with your knowledge, he's not impressed because he's gone through so much more study and schooling in order to gain the knowledge that he has. So he's not impressed with your show of knowledge that you read a few books or that you've compared notes from different experts on the subject. Someone who's worth impressing will not be impressed by your pretentious show of knowledge, your pretentious show of competence, because real competence will be recognized by another competent person. If you can impress someone with fake competence, that means that that person is incompetent themselves. So the people who you really need to impress are not impressed by these pretend shows, these pretend displays. So it would benefit us as human beings to try and just be what we are. Don't try and be more than you are. Don't try and be bigger or look wealthier than you are. Just try and be who you are. Live according to your status in life at this moment. And at the same time, you can try and improve your situation. But don't try and pretend that you have more or that you are more than you are. If you do, you'll only impress those who are of no consequence. They're not worth impressing. And those who are worth impressing will not be impressed and might actually find it distasteful. So let us not be pretentious. Let us be what we are all the time.